Am I the a-hole for telling my boyfriend his masculinity was fragile after he refused to buy me pads? So I'm a 23-year-old woman, and I had been dating my boyfriend for 2 years. We had recently moved in together, and honestly, everything seemed completely normal until this happened. A couple days ago, my period came early, and I had completely run out of pads. It was late at night, and I bleed really heavily, so leaving the apartment wasn't exactly easy. I asked my boyfriend if he could run to the drugstore and grab me some pads. Immediately, he said no. At first, I honestly thought he was joking, because who refuses something like that? But he was dead serious. So I asked him why, and he told me he didn't want the cashier seeing him buy pads. I actually laughed because I thought there was no way he could be serious. I told him the cashier obviously wouldn't think the pads were for him, and even if they did, literally nobody cares. He still refused. I even suggested using self-checkout if he felt awkward about it, but then he said he didn't want people seeing him with pads because they might think he was transgender. That completely threw me off. I told him he was acting childish and that his masculinity had to be incredibly fragile if he couldn't even buy pads for his girlfriend. Well, he got angry and stormed out. So I had to bunch up toilet paper, wear dark clothes, and drive myself to the store while bleeding heavily just to buy my own pads. After that, he completely ignored me for days. At first, I wondered if maybe I had gone too far by calling him insecure, but the next morning, I decided we needed to talk. And honestly, that conversation made everything worse. When I brought up the pad situation again, he told me I should have just held it in, long enough to drive myself to the store. Yes, he genuinely thought women could hold in menstrual blood. I explained that's not how periods work, but he kept insisting I could have controlled it for a few minutes. Then I asked him what would happen if we ever had kids someday. Like, what if I needed help after childbirth, or needed him to buy me medical products while recovering? He said I shouldn't need help with any of that, because women should be able to handle it themselves after giving birth. Then he said the only people who would need help are cripples. At that point, I honestly felt sick listening to him talk. So I brought up the comment he made about transgender people, and he doubled down on it. He basically admitted he didn't understand or respect transgender people at all. And that was the moment everything clicked for me. I realized I was seeing a completely different side of him than I'd ever seen before. So I broke up with him. He started yelling, calling me names, and saying I was overreacting. I told him I'd still send my half of the rent for the month, packed my bags, and drove straight to my parents' house. Honestly, I was heartbroken. I loved him for 2 years, but at the same time, I also felt relieved. So, am I the a-hole?